Welcome to the Global War Watch Network. So Azerbaijan just revealed China's HQ-9BE missile system to the world. And on paper, it promises everything. A 300-kilometer kill range, advanced radar tracking, and just devastating accuracy. But here's the problem. When Pakistan used this exact same system, it reportedly failed. And that has the world asking one simple question. Did Azerbaijan just buy a weapon that doesn't work? If you enjoy clear, no-nonsense analysis of military tech like this, please take a quick second to subscribe.
All right, so let's get right into it. Azerbaijan has just pulled the curtain back on its newest and supposedly most powerful air defense system, the Chinese HQ-9BE. You might also hear it called by its export name, the FD-2000B. Now, this is a huge strategic deal, and at first glance, it looks like a massive upgrade for the country's defenses. And the number that's got everyone talking? It's this one right here, a whopping 300 kilometers. That's the advertised engagement range. I mean, on paper, this thing promises to create this enormous protective bubble over Azerbaijan, able to reach out and smack down threats long before they even get close to their targets.
But, and this is a really big but, here's the critical issue that casts a huge shadow over this whole thing. We've got credible reports suggesting this very system failed, and failed badly in a real-world combat situation. And that raises a very serious question, not just for Azerbaijan's security, but for the reputation of Chinese military gear worldwide.
Okay, so before we get into the problems, let's look at the promise. What exactly is this system, built by the China Aerospace Science and Industry Corporation, supposed to do? What makes it look so formidable on paper?
You know, its biggest selling point is just how versatile it is. We're not just talking about shooting down planes. It's designed to take on the whole menu. Cruise missiles, even some ballistic missiles, and it does it with these incredibly fast Mach 4.2 interceptors. Plus, as you can see, that vertical cold launch system means it can fire off a missile in any direction almost instantly.
Now, a purchase like this doesn't just happen out of the blue. It's really the crown jewel of a new strategic partnership agreement signed in 2024 between Baku and Beijing. So this deal is about way more than just buying some hardware. It's a signal of much deeper military and tech ties between these two countries.
But for all those impressive specs and strategic handshakes, there's this huge red flag hanging over the system: how it actually performs when the shooting starts.
See, you've got systems like the American Patriot or the Russian S-400. They've been in real fights. We've seen what they can do. The HQ-9 family, on the other hand, has never really been validated in a full-on war. This is why you hear analysts call it not battle-tested, which, let's be honest, is a pretty worrying label for your main line of defense.
And this right here really illustrates the gap between the sales pitch and the tough reality of the battlefield. The reports that came out of Pakistan's use of the system during clashes with India are, frankly, alarming. China promised long-range protection, but the reality was an alleged failure to stop incoming precision-guided munitions. Even worse, at least one of their launcher sites was reportedly taken out. So, this potential weakness isn't just some abstract problem. It becomes incredibly real and incredibly dangerous when you start to look at the kinds of high-tech threats that are popping up right in Azerbaijan's neighborhood. For instance, let's talk about a weapon like India's BrahMos supersonic cruise missile. This thing is an absolute beast, flying at nearly 3 times the speed of sound. And guess who has reportedly shown a lot of interest in buying it? Azerbaijan's neighbor, Armenia. This is the exact kind of advanced threat the HQ-9BE is supposed to stop.
But the BrahMos isn't just fast, it's also sneaky. In its final attack run, it drops down and flies incredibly low, just 10 to 15 meters off the ground. It's basically hugging the terrain, which makes it almost invisible to ground-based radar systems until the very last second.
This table really breaks down the whole problem. Sure, the HQ-9BE's missile is faster, but that speed doesn't matter one bit if it can't see the target in time. That massive 300-kilometer range, well, that's for targets flying way up high. Against a low-flying threat like BrahMos, its effective range just collapses to maybe less than 40 kilometers. The reaction window shrinks from minutes down to just seconds.
So, that brings us to the big question, right? If there are all these potential vulnerabilities and these troubling reports out of Pakistan, why on earth would Azerbaijan spend so much money on this system?
Well, from Baku's point of view, the purchase still checks off some very important boxes. It establishes that outer, long-range defensive ring they needed. It can cover critical infrastructure and cities. The plan is to integrate it with their older, existing systems, and, maybe just as important, it sends a powerful signal that they're diversifying their military partnerships and shifting toward China.
But here's a lesson we've learned over and over again from recent conflicts around the world. Having one single, powerful system working all by itself is a recipe for disaster. Real protection doesn't come from one magic bullet. It comes from the network.
For the HQ-9BE to have any chance of actually living up to its promises, it simply cannot operate alone. Azerbaijan would have to plug it in seamlessly with all their other assets, things like their Israeli-made radars, their Turkish surveillance drones, and all their local early warning sensors. They have to create a truly multi-layered defense net where everything talks to everything else.
And all of this brings us right back to that final, unavoidable question about Azerbaijan's new military showpiece. What did they really buy here?
You know, when you boil it all down, its success will depend on an equal mix of three things. A third of it is the hardware itself, the specs. Another third is how well it's integrated into that wider defensive network. And that final crucial third is the one thing it's completely missing: any kind of proven combat experience.
And that really is the bottom line. You can roll a missile system through a military parade 100 times and it looks great, but its true value is only ever decided under fire. Its power as a deterrent is only as strong as an enemy's belief that it will actually work when it counts.
So in the end, we're left with this powerful weapon that's just shrouded in uncertainty. Is it a true game changer that's going to protect Azerbaijan's skies? Or is it what some might call a parade queen, an expensive system that looks impressive but might just fall apart under the pressure of a real modern attack? For now, its real value is a dangerous unknown.
And that's all for this explainer. Thank you so much for joining us. If you found this analysis valuable, it would be a huge help if you could hit those like and share buttons. And of course, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss our future content.
But now we want to hear from you. The system's reported performance in Pakistan. Do you think that's a fatal flaw? Or is it a problem that can be fixed with better integration and training? Let us know what you think down in the comments.
And for more updates and to continue the discussion, be sure to join our community on social media. All the links for that are waiting for you in the description below. Thanks again for watching.